99.9% of women can't resist when you say this. Stoic life lessons. Words are powerful more than we often realize. They shape our reality, spark emotions, and ignite connections. Welcome to Unlock Desire, where today we reveal 5 life-changing things you can say to a woman that will make you instantly irresistible. These aren't your typical lines. They're grounded in psychology, steeped in Stoic wisdom, and designed to elevate your communication to a new level. It's not about playing games, it's about genuinely connecting on a deeper, more meaningful level. But before we dive in, let me ask you, have you ever experienced a moment where the right words completely shifted the energy in a conversation, a single phrase that left an impact long after it was spoken? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's explore together how powerful language can transform not just interactions, but relationships. The power of compliments. Compliments are one of the most potent tools in human connection, but they only work when given with intention, timing, and authenticity. When it comes to attraction, giving a compliment is more than just offering flattery. It's about making an observation that speaks to the heart of who someone truly is. The Stoics believed in recognizing and celebrating lasting virtues, not fleeting external traits. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." In other words, the compliments you offer should be a reflection of her true qualities, the ones that transcend surface-level beauty or charm. Rather than showering her with overused praises that can come across as insincere, focus on noticing the deeper, more meaningful aspects of her personality. Compliment her on things like her intelligence, her strength, or her drive. For example, instead of simply saying, "You're so beautiful," try, "I admire how passionate you are about your career." It's really inspiring. By doing this, you're showing her that you see her as more than just her physical appearance. You value her for the person she truly is. Stoicism and compliments, the deeper connection. What does Stoicism have to do with compliments? Everything. Stoicism teaches us emotional resilience, inner strength, and an appreciation for what truly matters. When you compliment a woman through the lens of Stoic philosophy, you aren't seeking approval or validation. You're recognizing and affirming something valuable about her, something that aligns with your own principles. This subtle shift makes all the difference. Compliments shouldn't come from a place of neediness or desperation. They should come from a place of self-assurance. When you're emotionally grounded and secure in who you are, your compliments carry weight. You don't need to fish for a reaction. You give praise because it's sincere, not because you're expecting something in return. The power of a compliment lies not just in the words, but in the timing and delivery. Offer a compliment at the perfect moment when she least expects it, and it will have an unmatched impact. Think about it. When you give a compliment without any strings attached, it shows that you're not desperate for her validation. This paradoxically makes you even more attractive. When you offer recognition with no agenda, she'll feel appreciated for who she truly is, rather than being praised for what you hope to get out of it. Self-reliance and compliments. A Stoic mindset. One of the core tenets of Stoicism is self-reliance, the ability to find happiness and contentment from within, without relying on external validation. This mindset directly influences the way you interact with others, especially women. When you compliment a woman from a place of self-assurance, it sends a message that you don't need her approval to feel good about yourself. You're already whole. Women naturally respect men who aren't constantly seeking external validation. When your compliments come from a place of genuine admiration, Rather than an attempt to win her affection, they convey your inner peace and emotional stability. This creates a profound respect in her, a recognition of your strength and authenticity. It's not about impressing her, it's about connecting with her on a deeper level. If this resonates with you, I want you to affirm your inner strength, patience, and commitment to growth by typing, "I trust the process," in the comments. Let's grow together on this journey. The Golden Mirror Technique. In today's world, where superficial interactions dominate, one of the most powerful ways to create a lasting connection is through the Golden Mirror Technique. This isn't about flattering someone with generic praise. It's about seeing her really seeing her for who she is. It's about recognizing her dreams, her talents, and the qualities that make her unique. Instead of telling her something as common as, "You're beautiful," try something more thoughtful. "You'd be such an amazing therapist. You have such a calming presence, and people just feel at ease around you." This isn't about her looks. It's about her essence, her ability to connect, and the qualities that set her apart from the crowd. When you focus on what makes her unique, you create a connection that goes far beyond surface-level attraction. By applying Stoic principles, you start valuing deeper qualities, those that don't fade with time or change with a moment's emotion. This approach not only aligns with the Stoic mindset, but also helps you stand out in a world where shallow compliments are the norm. Complimenting her on her character, her intellect, or her potential shows that you're interested in who she truly is, not just in how she looks. Think about the last time someone noticed something about you that wasn't related to your appearance. How did that make you feel? Understood? Appreciated? That's the feeling you're aiming for when you use the Golden Mirror Technique. It shows her that you truly see her, that you're paying attention to the things that matter. Combining the Golden Mirror with Stoic wisdom. When you combine the Golden Mirror Technique with the Stoic approach to life, you transcend typical compliments. You detach from the need for validation and start offering recognition based on the depth and substance of who she is. You aren't seeking approval. You're acknowledging her for the person she truly is. This shift in mindset changes the dynamic of every interaction. It's not about impressing her with empty words. It's about creating a meaningful exchange where she feels seen, valued, and respected. And when you can do this effortlessly, that's when the magic happens. Remember, it's not just about saying the right words. It's about speaking from a place of authenticity, confidence, and genuine interest in the person before you. When you do that, your words will have the power to captivate her in ways you never thought possible. Let's continue this journey of growth and connection together. Type, "I trust the process" below, and let's start building deeper, more meaningful relationships, one word at a time. Have you ever been in a conversation where someone truly listened to you? Not just nodding along, waiting for their turn to speak, but genuinely interested in what you had to say. It's a rare and powerful experience, one that leaves you feeling valued and understood. This is the essence of the Golden Mirror Technique. It's about creating a connection that transcends superficial talk and touches on a deeper level of mutual respect and recognition. In a world where so many interactions are brief and focused on appearances, taking the time to genuinely see someone acknowledging their true essence is a gift, and it's more powerful than you might realize. Imagine, for a moment, a conversation where you feel truly seen. A conversation where the other person isn't just talking about themselves or their own experiences, but is listening intently to your thoughts, your dreams, your aspirations. This is what the Golden Mirror Technique offers. It's not about just exchanging words. It's about acknowledging the potential, strengths, and unique qualities that make someone who they are. In today's fast-paced world, where most interactions are fleeting, taking the time to recognize and honor someone's deeper qualities is incredibly rare. But when you do, it creates an emotional bond that is rooted in authenticity and understanding. So, the next time you find yourself in a conversation, ask yourself, how can you truly see the person in front of you? How can you acknowledge their strengths, their passions, and their aspirations? How can you create a connection that goes beyond the surface and cultivates a deeper sense of respect and attraction? The key takeaway here is simple, yet profound. Don't just look at someone, really see them. In a world obsessed with shallow connections, this kind of authenticity stands out and makes you more desirable, respected, and admired. The golden mirror technique is a powerful tool, one that can shift the way you interact with others and help you create more meaningful, lasting relationships. Use it wisely and watch as it transforms the way you connect with the people around you. If this message resonates with you, don't forget to like this video and share it with others who might need a reminder of the strength that comes from holding on to their dignity and value. Let's keep this conversation going and explore what it truly means to live by the principles of Stoicism and authentic connection. The art of mystery. Have you ever noticed how some people just have an air of intrigue about them? They don't have to do much. They simply are, and you can't help but be drawn in. That's the art of mystery. It's a natural part of attraction, and when you embrace it, it can change the entire dynamic of how you connect with others. Think about it. If a woman can easily figure you out, where's the excitement? The challenge disappears, and with it, the spark. But when you leave just enough to the imagination, when you show genuine interest and then pull back just a little, it creates a space where curiosity and attraction can thrive. This approach isn't about playing games or being manipulative. It's about maintaining a healthy level of mystery that keeps her engaged and invested. Think of it like this. Imagine you give her a genuine compliment, then pull back slightly, leaving room for her to wonder what's next. This sense of mystery doesn't just keep her interested, it keeps her wanting to know more. You're creating an emotional space where intrigue and attraction can build naturally. It's not about being an emotional roller coaster. It's about offering just enough to keep her guessing, while still showing her that you're genuinely interested. Oscar Wilde once said, "The mystery of love is greater than the mystery of death." In relationships, it's this sense of mystery that fuels attraction and deepens emotional connection. When you reveal everything too quickly, the spark fades. But when you leave a little to the imagination, it makes her want to keep discovering who you are. This is the kind of dynamic that will keep her invested in you. Now, you might be wondering, how do you master this art without crossing into game-playing territory? The key is balance. You don't want her to feel confused or uncertain all the time, but you also don't want her to have everything figured out. There's a subtle power in being slightly elusive, offering just enough to keep her interested, yet not too much to reveal your entire self. When you find that sweet spot between warmth and distance, you create a dynamic where she feels motivated to learn more about you, to invest emotionally in your connection. And this is where the concept of a high-value man comes into play. A high-value man understands the importance of emotional control. He knows when to step forward and when to retreat. He doesn't need constant validation from others because he is already secure in his own worth. This emotional stability is magnetic. As Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher, said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. In other words, the best way to captivate a woman is not by chasing her, but by embodying the strength and self-respect that makes you inherently attractive. When she sees that you're not desperate for her approval, your allure will grow exponentially. So, ask yourself, are you willing to embrace mystery in your interactions? Are you giving away too much too soon? Or are you allowing space for curiosity to grow? By practicing this art of mystery, you'll find that women become more captivated by your energy, more invested in your presence, and more drawn to you. Subtle techniques to create intimacy. In today's world, where distractions are constant and genuine connection is often hard to come by, creating intimacy can feel impossible. But what if I told you that something as simple as saying her name while maintaining steady, focused eye contact could spark a deeper emotional connection? This subtle yet powerful technique is one that many overlook, but it has the ability to create intimacy like nothing else. Using her name during conversation is more than just a polite gesture. It's a way to make her feel seen and valued as an individual. When you use her name, it signals to her that she's not just another face in the crowd, she matters to you. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." The desire for connection and recognition is not a want. It's a fundamental human need. By using her name, you give her the emotional wealth of being seen and appreciated for who she truly is. But this technique isn't just about the words, it's about how you say them. Eye contact plays a crucial role in deepening the emotional connection. It shows confidence, sincerity, and presence. When you focus on her, giving her your full attention, you're not just listening, you're showing her that she matters. This is the kind of emotional control that Stoicism teaches us to embrace. By managing your emotions and staying present in the moment, you allow the connection to unfold naturally, creating a bond that goes far beyond surface-level interaction. By applying these subtle techniques, you'll create intimacy that draws her in on a deeper level. It's not about grand gestures or elaborate declarations. It's about being present, being authentic, and valuing her as a person. This is the kind of connection that leads to lasting attraction and emotional closeness. So, what are you waiting for? Start practicing these techniques today and watch how they transform your interactions. Many men often find themselves caught in the trap of trying to impress others, striving for validation and approval in every conversation. It's a common struggle, this constant urge to prove your worth. But here's the truth that Stoicism teaches us. True influence isn't about seeking approval. It comes from within. It's the deep, unwavering knowledge that your worth doesn't need to be validated by anyone. When you say her name and lock eyes with her, you're not asking for anything in return. You're offering something far more valuable, an invitation into a deeper, more authentic connection, one built on mutual respect, genuine interest, and emotional presence. Let's take a moment to reflect on something powerful: the art of silence. Imagine you say her name and hold eye contact, and for just a moment, the silence lingers in the air. It's not uncomfortable, it's full of potential. Silence doesn't need to be filled with words. In fact, silence often speaks louder than any words could. It's in the quiet moments where true connection happens. You're not rushing to fill the space with chatter. Instead, you're allowing the moment to breathe and letting the connection unfold naturally. This is the heart of Stoic teachings. Emotional mastery isn't about constant conversation or filling every silence with words. It's about understanding the power of presence. By embracing the silence, you're communicating with your entire being, not just your voice. In today's world, where distractions are endless and most interactions feel rushed or shallow, creating real emotional intimacy is an extraordinary superpower. Next time you're with a woman, try this. Say her name, hold her gaze, and then allow the silence to hang in the air. Let her absorb the weight of your presence without rushing to fill the space. This isn't about seeking her approval, it's about offering her a moment of genuine connection. When you embody Stoic principles like emotional control and detachment, you create a space where respect, attraction, and mutual understanding can naturally flourish. This is the kind of connection that goes beyond surface-level interaction and taps into something far more meaningful. If this resonates with you, take a moment to share this with someone who could benefit from this reminder. Together, we can create connections rooted in authenticity, mutual respect, and deep emotional understanding. Future projection. Attraction is more than just physical chemistry or witty remarks. It's about how you present yourself, what you say, and how you invite a woman to imagine a future with you. One of the most powerful tools in your arsenal is the ability to make playful, light-hearted suggestions that plant a seed of curiosity about what might be. A simple comment like, "We'd make beautiful babies," might seem cheeky or bold at first, but it's not about being inappropriate. It's about sparking her imagination, drawing her into a world of possibilities, and keeping her mentally engaged in the idea of what could come next. This isn't about rushing into serious, heavy conversations. It's about creating intrigue and making her want to explore the potential of what lies ahead. Think about it. When a woman senses that you're confident enough to joke about a future together without any pressure, it signals that you're not emotionally dependent on her validation. You're offering her a playful glimpse into what might be, but without expecting anything in return. This playful suggestion creates curiosity without the weight of expectation, making it incredibly attractive. In a world where so many relationships feel transactional or shallow, this kind of light-hearted remark stands out. It says, "I'm interested in more than just a fleeting connection," but it leaves room for her to decide if she wants to explore that possibility. And here's where Stoicism comes into play. The Stoic mindset teaches us emotional control. When you drop a playful line about the future, you remain calm and grounded, unaffected by her immediate reaction. You don't need her approval to feel good about yourself, and that confidence is magnetic. You're not attached to any particular outcome, and this sense of emotional independence makes you even more appealing. When you're not emotionally invested in the response, you allow the connection to unfold naturally, and that freedom is incredibly attractive. Consider this. How often do you find yourself overthinking every conversation, trying to say just the right thing to capture her attention? What if instead, you could drop a simple, playful line that hints at something more without overloading her with your expectations? Imagine you say something like, "We'd make beautiful babies," and she laughs, but the conversation doesn't end there. That remark stays with her, lingering in her thoughts long after you've left. It's not the words themselves that matter. It's the way you say them with calm confidence and emotional control that makes the difference. You're not chasing her approval, and that's what makes you irresistible. When you practice Stoicism in these moments, you create a space where you're always in control of your emotions and reactions. This emotional independence makes you even more attractive because it shows that you're not seeking anything from her. And that, in turn, makes her want to get closer to you. So let's break it down. Confidence, emotional control, and the ability to suggest a future without desperation. These three elements combine to create a dynamic that draws others in effortlessly. The key takeaway is that attraction isn't about forcing a connection. It's about creating an environment where the possibility of a connection feels natural, intriguing, and emotionally free. Do you find this approach helpful? If so, share your thoughts with us in the comments, and let's continue the conversation about what it means to connect in a way that is rooted in authenticity and emotional independence. Avoid being too direct with your feelings. In the world of attraction, it's easy to fall into the trap of rushing things. When you feel a strong connection with someone, it's tempting to immediately share your feelings, hoping that she'll reciprocate. But here's a powerful secret. The key to leaving a lasting impact on a woman isn't in confessing your feelings right away. It's in embracing the art of subtlety, allowing her to come to her own conclusions. By revealing too much too soon, you risk stripping away the excitement, the mystery, and the curiosity that makes a connection truly captivating. Think of the most thrilling stories you've ever read, the ones that draw you in, that keep you turning the pages, craving more with each chapter. That's the kind of feeling you want to create in a relationship, a slow, intriguing build that keeps her thinking about you, wondering about you, and wanting to know more. As Friedrich Nietzsche once said, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." This idea applies perfectly to attraction. When you withhold just enough, allowing her own feelings to develop organically, you create an emotional space where the connection can grow naturally. Instead of rushing to declare your feelings, allow her to experience the mystery and excitement of discovering you bit by bit. This doesn't mean playing games. It means embracing the art of subtlety, creating an emotional journey where she becomes invested in uncovering more about who you are. The less you reveal up front, the more you allow her to fill in the gaps, making the connection even more intriguing and meaningful. So remember, in attraction, as in life, sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is to say less and let the mystery unfold. The key to a lasting connection isn't in overwhelming her with your emotions, but in allowing space for the connection to grow at its own pace. This is the essence of creating a bond that lasts and leaves a lasting impact. In the delicate dance of attraction, sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is say nothing at all. When you allow a woman to come to the conclusion that she's interested in you, it becomes more meaningful than any words you could ever say. Sure, it's tempting to wear your heart on your sleeve and pour out your feelings, especially when you're deeply attracted to someone. But here's the thing: high-value men, the kind of men who effortlessly attract women, understand the immense power of restraint. They don't suppress their emotions. They control them, channeling their feelings in ways that radiate confidence, mystery, and strength. Think about it for a moment. When you're always available or constantly expressing how you feel, you're telling her that you're too eager, too predictable, and too easy to figure out. But women, like all people, crave a challenge, depth, and an aura of mystery. They don't want to feel like they know everything about you the moment they meet you. Instead, they want to feel as though they're slowly uncovering something special, layer by layer. The more you withhold that immediate emotional reaction and give her space to form her own conclusions, the more she'll become emotionally invested in you. And that's the real power behind the Stoic philosophy when it comes to attraction. Learning how to control your impulses and desires, understanding that less is often more. By practicing emotional discipline, you put yourself in a position where you don't need to chase her. You simply attract her. Let's reflect on your past experiences. When you've been too eager to express your feelings, how did it affect the situation? Did it make things feel more genuine, or did it feel rushed, maybe even forced? Revealing too much too soon doesn't deepen the connection, it often weakens it. It takes away from the mystery, the emotional control, the allure of your presence. Think about historical figures like Marcus Aurelius, a man who embodied the essence of Stoic calm and emotional restraint. He wasn't an open book, but a man of discipline, someone who understood the power of patience and timing. His emotional control was a cornerstone of his influence and strength. Imagine applying this principle to your own interactions by taking your time, letting her discover your worth. Through your actions, not your words, you create a connection that's not only deeper, but more meaningful. Now, let's talk about what happens when you embody these principles in your own life. When you practice restraint and give her the space to discover her feelings for you, something extraordinary happens. You don't just become more desirable, you become a man who embodies the qualities of someone truly high value. You become someone whose strengths, integrity, and depth she gets to experience at her own pace, building the emotional connection piece by piece. You don't need to tell her everything up front. In fact, the less you reveal, the more intriguing you become. The power of silence, the mystery of your unspoken strength, and the emotional control you practice make you infinitely more attractive. Seneca, another Stoic philosopher, once said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Think about how often we waste our time chasing validation or approval. Instead, imagine focusing on becoming the best version of yourself and letting her naturally realize your value without any effort on your part. If this message speaks to you, take a moment to like and share it with others who may need this reminder, the strength that comes from holding your dignity and not seeking external validation. Together, we can dive deeper into how to live by the principles of Stoicism and cultivate a life of true emotional independence. The importance of being a mental challenge. Navigating the psychological dynamics between men and women can often feel like playing a high-stakes game. But here's the secret. Understanding the biological and psychological differences between the sexes, combined with the wisdom of Stoic philosophy, can give you a significant edge in relationships. Stoicism teaches us to detach from external validation and focus on self-improvement, but it also illuminates something that often goes overlooked in the realm of attraction: the psychology behind what drives true emotional attraction. For example, women are often more attuned to emotional cues than men, and they deeply appreciate a man who can project strength through nonverbal communication, posture, eye contact, and the ability to remain calm and composed in any situation. These are the qualities that attract women on a deeper, more subconscious level. Stoic life lessons sharpen these abilities, making you appear more confident, composed, and emotionally in control. It's about the art of subtlety. Women don't need grand gestures or overt displays of affection to be drawn to you. They want authenticity, inner strength, and a man who exudes emotional control. These are qualities that are byproducts of living a Stoic life, where happiness and contentment come from within, not from external sources. As Marcus Aurelius said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In relationships, the obstacles, the challenges of managing your emotions, facing rejection, or dealing with your own insecurities are actually opportunities to showcase your emotional resilience and strength. True attraction isn't about how you look or what you say. It's about emotional intelligence, which is rooted in your ability to regulate your emotions and remain unaffected by external circumstances. Women, especially those who are emotionally aware, find this self-control magnetic. It's not about manipulation. It's about earning respect and admiration through your actions, not your words. Imagine engaging with a woman, not with a desperate need for validation, but with a calm and controlled presence. You don't seek to manipulate her emotions. Instead, you create genuine interest by simply being yourself. When you practice emotional detachment, you stop bending to every whim or desire she expresses. You remain grounded in your own sense of self-worth, and that is one of the most attractive qualities you can develop. Seneca once said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. The time you have is precious. Don't waste it chasing fleeting validation. Focus on your own growth, and the right people will naturally be drawn to you." One of the most powerful tools at your disposal is the use of silence. In relationships, silence is often more powerful than words. It's not about remaining silent out of fear or discomfort. It's about strategically using silence to communicate strength, control, and emotional independence. When a man can hold his composure without filling the air with chatter, it signals to a woman that he is emotionally grounded and secure in himself. Silence, when used correctly, can spark curiosity and intrigue. Women are drawn to men who don't feel the need to perform, who can simply be present without seeking constant attention or validation. As Epictetus wisely said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." A Stoic man isn't desperate for attention. He simply is. And this is why women find men who are unaffected by the need for constant approval so attractive. In relationships, the less you chase, the more you become desirable. When you cultivate emotional independence and project strength through silence and self-control, you stop chasing validation, and instead, you become someone others want to pursue. Imagine the powerful effect you can have on someone's emotions simply by creating the right connection at the right time. One of the most subtle yet impactful psychological techniques at your disposal is anchoring. Rooted in behavioral psychology, anchoring works by associating emotional states with specific people, actions, or events. Essentially, it's about creating an emotional experience so strong that the other person subconsciously ties those feelings to you. And this doesn't require grand gestures. It can be as simple as making her laugh when the mood is tense, or offering a calm, reassuring presence when chaos surrounds her. Think about this for a moment. A Stoic man, someone who maintains his emotional equilibrium in the midst of turmoil, offers a steady emotional anchor. This isn't just about appearing calm. It's about becoming the person others instinctively rely on for stability and security. Women, in particular, are drawn to those who exude emotional control. By embodying Stoic values, you create an aura of strength and reliability traits that are incredibly attractive and rare in today's world of heightened emotional volatility. Take a moment to reflect on Marcus Aurelius's wisdom. Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself. This teaches us to maintain control over our own reactions while giving others the space to be who they are. In relationships, this kind of self-discipline is magnetic. It signals to others that you're someone who doesn't get swept away by every emotional storm that comes your way. Instead, you offer calm and resilience, which is exactly what women crave in a partner. When you master this, you don't need to chase after attention or approval. You naturally become someone people are drawn to. Now, let's dive deeper into how psychology can give you a powerful edge in romantic connections. True attraction doesn't rely on flashy moves or trying to impress someone with superficial facts. It's about understanding the subtle emotional dynamics that drive human connection. Women, like all people, are drawn to the emotional undercurrents of a conversation, the energy, and the presence someone brings, not just the words they say. Imagine you're at a social gathering, meeting a woman for the first time. You can tell there's a polite exchange, but something feels missing. Instead of launching into a monologue about your job or your achievements, try simply being present. Show up with a calm, confident demeanor. This is where Stoic philosophy becomes a game changer. You've learned to stay composed, even when others might be getting nervous or anxious. What does this mean for you? In those moments when you're not desperate for validation or pushing to make a connection, you're sending a clear message. You have your life together. Emotional stability is deeply attractive to women because it signals that you can handle life's ups and downs without falling apart. When you display emotional composure, you position yourself as someone who can weather any storm, someone who will remain constant and reliable when everything around you is in chaos. Think about the man who remains calm in the face of crisis. His poise and composure speak volumes without a single word. When you apply this in your interactions, whether with a woman at a social event or a potential partner, your ability to stay relaxed, present, and unflustered sends a clear signal that you're someone worth investing in. And it's not just about staying calm, it's about reading the emotional signals and responding with empathy and understanding. Women often respond more to actions than words. So when you listen attentively, make good eye contact, and express confidence through your body language, you increase your chances of creating a meaningful connection. Think back to a moment when someone made you feel truly heard, when they gave you their full attention without distractions. That feeling of being truly seen, it's magnetic. And it's not about saying the perfect thing or constantly chasing her attention. It's about creating a space where trust, respect, and emotional connection can flourish naturally. This is where many men go wrong by seeking constant validation. They unknowingly create an atmosphere of pressure rather than comfort. But when you let go of the need for constant approval, you allow both of you to breathe and truly explore the potential for deeper attraction. This is the power of emotional detachment. It's not about being cold or distant. It's about demonstrating self-reliance, emotional resilience, and strength. These qualities, when applied through the lens of Stoic philosophy, can revolutionize your approach to relationships. By relinquishing the need to control or manipulate someone's emotions, you open the door to a more authentic and genuine connection. Now, let's distill this down. Attraction often has less to do with what you do and more to do with what you don't do. It's about staying calm, centered, and emotionally controlled. When you adopt the Stoic mindset, focusing on your own personal growth, resilience, and emotional independence, you naturally begin to attract the kind of fulfilling, lasting relationships you desire. So, how are you using your emotional strength in your own relationships? Are you consciously applying the Stoic mindset to create deeper, more meaningful connections? The beauty of Stoic philosophy is that by mastering yourself, you attract others not because of what you say or do, but because of the essence of who you are. Throughout this video, we've explored the deep psychology behind attraction, and how certain words and actions can leave lasting impressions. By incorporating Stoic principles into your communication and understanding the nuances of emotional connection, you can avoid common pitfalls and instead build relationships that are genuinely fulfilling. Personal growth starts with mastering your inner self. So, as you move forward, take these lessons and apply them in your daily life. I'd love to hear how you plan to use these principles in your own relationships. Drop a comment below and share your thoughts. Let's keep growing together, and remember, stay stoic. Leave her now. 5 clear signs a woman doesn't want you. Sometimes, the most powerful act of strength in a relationship is knowing when to walk away. Have you ever wondered if you're holding on to someone who no longer values you? If you've ever been in a situation where everything seemed great at first, but suddenly you felt like her interest was slipping away, it's time to face the truth. Are you still chasing someone who's emotionally checked out? Recognizing these signs is not about bitterness. It's about reclaiming your time, energy, and self-respect. When someone is no longer invested in you, it's time to take action. As we explore this together, ask yourself, are you ready to let go and move toward your own happiness and growth? Drop your thoughts in the comments and share your perspective. Let's make this a conversation of clarity and strength. It's time to take control and move forward. 1. When there is someone else. There's a deep, soul-crushing feeling that accompanies realizing you're no longer the one who holds her attention. It's as if a part of you is ripped away, especially when everything seemed so perfect, when you had dreams of a shared future, late-night talks about everything from trivial matters to profound hopes, and an undeniable bond that felt like it could withstand any storm. And then, out of nowhere, she starts to pull away. The connection you once had begins to feel strained, her warmth replaced by cold distance. Suddenly, you find yourself questioning everything: the late-night laughs, the inside jokes, the intimacy that once felt so natural. You might feel confused, frustrated, or even a little desperate. And then, like a punch to the gut, the reality sets in. There's someone else. Whether it's an ex-boyfriend who suddenly reappears, a coworker who spends more time with her than you do, or a new acquaintance who seems to be stealing her attention, the truth is hard to ignore. Her heart is divided. And while it's tempting to hold on, to fight for a love that feels like it's slipping through your fingers, you must ask yourself, is this the relationship you really want? Are you truly valued, or are you just a backup plan? This becomes even more complicated when you're not a part of her everyday life. Perhaps you met online or through a friend, and while the connection seemed promising, it's clear now that the constant presence of someone else is what's keeping her attention. Competing with someone who is a fixture in her life is not only exhausting, it's also unfair to both of you. True love doesn't involve playing second fiddle or fighting for loyalty. It thrives on mutual respect and exclusivity. What would Stoicism teach us in this moment? To acknowledge what we can control and to accept what we cannot. You can't control who she spends her time with or who captures her heart. Trying to chase after her or waiting for her to return only weakens your position. Stoicism teaches us to maintain our self-respect. If she's emotionally or physically involved with someone else, walking away isn't just a good idea, it's the only thing that preserves your dignity. Yes, there may always be a chance that things with the other guy will fall apart, and she might come back, but ask yourself this. Do you want to be in a relationship that's built on the hope that she'll eventually choose you over someone else? Life is too short, and your self-worth is too valuable to be spent waiting for someone who views you as a fallback option. Stoicism teaches us to live in reality, not in the illusions of maybe or what if. Walking away doesn't make you weak, it makes you strong. It demonstrates that you know your worth and that you're not willing to settle for anything less than the respect and commitment you deserve. If you're in a situation where you feel like you're just waiting for her to decide between you and someone else, remember, the person who truly values you will never make you feel like a second choice. Take control of your own narrative, redirect your energy toward your personal growth, and create a life so fulfilling that losing one relationship no longer holds the same weight. This is the essence of Stoicism today, facing reality with courage, letting go with grace, and moving forward with purpose. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." If you're committed to using every moment to improve yourself and embrace your worth, type "I am growing" in the comments below. Share your insights and let's keep this conversation going. I can't wait to hear your thoughts. 2. Lack of respect. When respect fades from a relationship, it's like a silent earthquake shaking the very foundation you thought was strong. At first, the signs are subtle: a rolled eye, a dismissive comment, or a moment where she treats you like your presence doesn't matter. These seemingly small acts of disrespect are like cracks in the walls of a house, and while they might not be noticeable right away, the structure is already compromised. Sadly, many men overlook these signs, convincing themselves that love is still there, even as they chase after the ghost of the connection that once existed. Why do we do this? Why do we invest more into a relationship that has already begun to erode? Often, it's because our self-worth has become tangled up in someone else's approval. At first, her admiration felt like a validation of everything you are. It lifted your confidence, made you feel powerful. But as the dynamic shifts, as her respect slips away, so too does your sense of self. You start grasping at straws, hoping to reclaim that fleeting sense of importance, but in doing so, you're only sinking deeper into a losing game. Here's the truth no one wants to admit. Respect, once lost, is incredibly difficult to regain. Even if she stays, the dynamic will never be the same. The balance of power will shift, and you'll find yourself constantly proving your worth, making her approval feel like an uphill battle that only drives you further away from happiness. Is this the Stoic path to contentment, seeking validation from someone who no longer sees your value? Or is there a deeper lesson we can learn from Stoicism? To anchor our worth in our principles, not in the shifting moods or opinions of others. Think of it this way. Imagine you're at work, and your boss continually undermines your abilities, ignores your efforts, and treats you as expendable. Would you stay, hoping they'll one day see your worth? Or would you seek an environment where your skills and character are truly valued? The same goes for relationships. When respect is gone, mutual growth and happiness are no longer possible. As Epictetus wisely put it, it is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. If she no longer respects you, she's stopped seeing you as someone worth learning from, growing with, or even caring about. This is a battle you'll never win by staying. So, what can you do? Start by asking yourself, are you holding on out of love or out of fear of letting go? Letting go doesn't signify failure. It creates space for relationships built on mutual respect and shared values. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Don't let her disrespect define your worth. Instead, reclaim your sense of self and walk away with dignity. Remember, Stoic happiness comes from inner resilience and freedom, not from clinging to relationships that deprive you of peace. If this message resonates with you, share it with someone who might need this reminder. Together, let's build connections based on honesty, trust, and respect. 3. She recoils with discomfort when you try to touch her. One of the most painful and undeniable signs that a woman has emotionally and physically distanced herself from you is her reaction to your touch. The discomfort is clear the way her body stiffens, the subtle but telling recoil when your hand brushes against hers, or the way she pulls away when you try to embrace her. This isn't just about physical touch. It's her body language signaling that she's no longer connected to you in the way she once was. It's a difficult truth to face, but ignoring these signals will only deepen the emotional rift between you. Attraction and respect have to be mutual. When she reacts with discomfort to your touch, it's a clear sign that she has emotionally checked out, and no amount of persistence or pleading will change that. Respect her boundaries, honor the distance she's putting between you, and understand that physical connection is only meaningful when it's rooted in genuine emotional intimacy. This response is more than just a moment. It's a reflection of a deeper disconnection. It's easy to get lost in the moment, but the way she reacts to your touch, or the distance she puts between you, reveals something deeper, a shift in how she perceives you. And while it's painful to face, we must understand that this moment is a sign that something has changed, not just in the relationship, but in how she sees you. The Stoic mindset teaches us that we cannot control external events, only how we react to them. Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Her reaction is an event, and while it may sting, how you respond is what matters most. Understanding attraction, a lesson in emotional independence. Men and women experience attraction differently, and this difference can often be the root of disconnection. For men, physical attraction may often mask deeper emotional or behavioral issues. The connection might feel intense and real, but if those underlying issues remain unaddressed, it will eventually show. Women, however, don't just value physical attraction, they place a profound importance on respect and emotional connection. When a man acts with neediness, insecurity, or excessive pursuit, she begins to view him differently. What once seemed like confidence can suddenly look desperate, and that shift in perception, it's often irreversible. For her, respect is the cornerstone of attraction. If she feels you lack emotional independence, if you rely too much on her for validation, her respect begins to fade. When respect is gone, attraction follows suit. Once, her touch might have been warm, her presence magnetic. Now, when you reach out, her body language says everything her words might not. What was once a comfortable closeness now feels intrusive. Your touch has become a reminder of the emotional distance that has grown between you, the trap of persistence and the power of self-reflection. This is where so many men fall into the trap of over-pursuing. They believe that if they just keep showing up, if they just make one more gesture, the connection will reignite. But the Stoic philosophy teaches us a powerful truth. Persistence, when it stems from desperation, only reinforces what's already been lost. Instead of asking, "What can I do to win her back?" ask yourself, "What is my worth? And am I living in alignment with that worth?" When you over-pursue, You project desperation, and desperation never reignites attraction. It only makes her more certain that she's made the right decision. Her body language, her reactions, are all signals that she's no longer emotionally available, and no amount of pleading will change that. Real strength lies in stepping back, embracing restraint, and taking time to reflect. The hope of rekindling the relationship lies in her own realization, not your frantic efforts to force it. As the movie Swingers puts it, there's nothing you can do to make her want to come back, only things you can do to make her not want to. Trying to force the issue will only cement her decision to move on. So, what's the Stoic way forward? Focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Let go of the attachment to the outcome, and trust that the right things will come when you stop trying to control them. Becoming a high-value man, the strength in letting go. A high-value man doesn't need to chase after a woman's affection. He knows that respect and affection come naturally when he lives in alignment with his own values. So, how should you respond when she recoils, when her discomfort becomes evident? Do you chase after her, trying to change her mind? Or do you take a step back, center yourself, and focus on your growth? By embracing the Stoic principle of detachment, you protect your self-respect and give yourself the space to grow. Reflect on the lessons you're learning, not just about her, but about yourself. Stoicism teaches us that true strength comes from controlling our reactions, not our circumstances. When you stop clinging to something you can't control, you open up the possibility for real transformation. As Epictetus wisely stated, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. So, how will you react? Will you let go of the need to change her? Or will you take control of your own path? True strength lies in the ability to move forward, to redefine your worth, and to channel your energy into creating a life of meaning and fulfillment. If this message resonates with you, share this video with someone who might need a reminder of the power that comes from maintaining dignity and strength. Let's continue this conversation and explore how Stoic principles can shape our lives for the better. The journey to becoming the best version of yourself starts now. 4. You find yourself in emotional quicksand. Have you ever felt like you're running in circles, desperately trying to reach something that only seems to slip further away the harder you try? In relationships, this feeling is all too common. It's what I call emotional quicksand. A trap that pulls you in deeper, the more you struggle to get out. It can be suffocating, overwhelming, and frustrating. But just like quicksand, the harder you fight, the deeper you sink. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. When you're caught in emotional quicksand, it's easy to lose sight of the fact that you do have control over your mind, your emotions, and your actions. The first step in pulling yourself out is recognizing when you're stuck. When you become consumed by her actions, words, or emotions, when your whole world revolves around what she's doing or feeling, it's a sign that you've lost touch with yourself. This is not rejection, it's self-abandonment. Your thoughts and actions become clouded by insecurity, desperation, and fear. You analyze every conversation, replaying every word, hoping for a sign that things are still okay. You find yourself constantly checking your phone, hoping for a message, scrolling through old texts, looking for anything that might restore the spark. But here's the hard truth. This desperate energy only pushes you further away from what you want. Panic is never attractive. In fact, it's the exact opposite of confidence. And when you're stuck in this emotional spiral, even if she does agree to see you, you'll show up as a shadow of the person she was once drawn to. Your energy will scream neediness, and no amount of effort can mask that. This is where Stoicism comes in. It teaches us to detach from the emotional chaos, to stop overthinking, and to refocus on what we can control. What can you control? Your mindset, your actions, your growth. It's not about giving up on the relationship. It's about giving up on the frantic, fearful version of yourself that's no longer serving you or her. So, how do you step back from the quicksand? Start by putting your phone down. Set boundaries with your thoughts. Take time to reconnect with what makes you feel grounded. Whether it's exercise, meditation, or simply spending time with friends, rediscover the things that bring you peace and balance. The more you reclaim your independence, the more attractive and stable you'll become, not just to her, but to yourself. When you regain composure and regain control of your life, that's when you'll truly begin to rise. True strength lies in embracing your independence, in practicing resilience, and in choosing not to drown in the quicksand of your emotions. When you focus on your growth, you not only improve your own life, but also become the best version of yourself in any relationship. If this resonates with you, share this message. Let's continue to build a community based on strength, self-awareness, and the pursuit of becoming our best selves. You're not alone in this journey. Emotional quicksand, it's not just about relationships, it's about life. Emotional quicksand isn't confined to relationships alone. It can show up in any area of life. Whether it's your career, friendships, or personal goals, that overwhelming feeling of being stuck, of giving everything to something that seems to slip further away, no matter how hard you try, can feel suffocating. It's easy to think that the solution lies in changing the external circumstances. If you just work harder, try more, or give more, things will shift. But the truth is, the answer doesn't lie in forcing an outcome. It lies within yourself. The Stoic path isn't about suppressing your emotions or pretending that they don't exist. It's about mastering them. It's about understanding that while you can't control every external situation, you can always control how you respond. And sometimes, the most empowering thing you can do is to let go of something or someone that is draining your energy and peace. Letting go of her or whatever else is weighing you down doesn't mean you've failed. It means you've chosen clarity over chaos. It means that even if things don't go the way you hoped, you've gained something far more valuable than fleeting moments of temporary comfort: your peace of mind, your emotional strength, and your self-respect. Think about it. When was the last time you felt consumed by something or someone? When did your thoughts start revolving around them to the point that you lost sight of who you were? Ask yourself, are you holding on to her, or has emotional quicksand already taken hold of you? Recognizing the difference might be the most liberating lesson of Stoicism you'll ever learn. Because once you realize that you're the one creating your emotional state, you free yourself to make choices that serve you, not drain you. The power of walking away, a radical act of self-respect. Knowing when to walk away isn't just a decision, it's a declaration of self-respect. It's a bold statement that you value your emotional well-being and your inner peace more than a relationship, job, or situation that isn't bringing you the respect and fulfillment you deserve. This is where many men struggle. They stay in situations that are emotionally taxing because they fear being alone, or they convince themselves that they can fix things. But when you see actions that scream disrespect, Whether it's her recoiling at your touch, keeping another guy in the picture, or prioritizing anything over your needs, it's time to face the uncomfortable but freeing truth. Holding on isn't love, it's self-sabotage. Imagine the toll it takes on your confidence when you give everything to someone who's not willing to meet you halfway. Think about the emotional energy it drains when you find yourself constantly trying to please someone who doesn't value or prioritize you. Is this really love? Or are you clinging to an illusion, hoping that something that isn't meant for you will suddenly work out? Let me share a powerful story that illustrates this. A friend of mine, James, spent years pouring his heart and soul into a relationship where he was always second best. She wouldn't make him a priority, often disregarding his feelings and making plans with other people while he waited on the sidelines, hoping for her attention. Despite his tireless efforts, it was clear that she wasn't interested in building a future together. He was left questioning his worth, his value, and what he could have done differently. But one day, he made a decision. He finally mustered the courage to walk away. When he told me about it, he said something profound that still resonates with me. Leaving wasn't easy, but staying meant losing myself bit by bit. Today, James has rediscovered his self-worth and found a partner who cherishes him, a relationship that's based on mutual care, respect, and love. He no longer settles for anything less than he deserves. Walking away didn't defeat him. It freed him to find a love that truly aligns with his value. So let me ask you, are you holding on to a relationship, a job, or a situation because you fear being alone, or because you're afraid of the unknown? Or are you ready to step into the future with the confidence to find something, or someone, that truly reflects your worth? Walking away is not a defeat. It's a victory for your dignity and emotional freedom. Stoic happiness is not about holding on to something that diminishes you. It's about aligning your life with what truly matters and living in integrity with your highest self. As Marcus Aurelius so wisely said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Walking away, in the Stoic sense, is an act of reclaiming control over your life. It's about making choices that nourish your growth, not your insecurities. When you choose to walk away from what no longer serves you, you open doors to new relationships that are built on mutual respect, genuine attraction, and real emotional connection. You don't have to settle for less than you deserve. The simple yet transformative lesson here is this: letting go of what isn't meant for you paves the way for what is. Stay true to your worth, and the universe will reward your courage with something better. Closing thoughts. Prioritize yourself and walk away with confidence. In this video, we've explored 5 clear signs that a woman isn't fully invested in you, all while drawing from timeless Stoic wisdom to guide you toward protecting your peace and self-respect. Recognizing these signs isn't about blaming anyone. It's about understanding that your emotional independence and clarity are non-negotiable. Stoicism teaches us that we are responsible for our own happiness, and that happiness comes from within, not from external circumstances. Now ask yourself, are you holding on to something that no longer serves your growth? Are you staying in a situation that drains you emotionally, physically, or mentally because you're afraid of being alone or uncertain about what's next? Remember, prioritizing your emotional well-being is the most important step toward attracting the right relationships, the right opportunities, and a life filled with peace and purpose. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's keep this conversation going. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join our community of men who are dedicated to living with clarity, strength, and stoic happiness. You deserve a life that's aligned with your highest values, and I'm here to help you every step of the way.